Every year, thousands of young drivers compete in the world of motorsport. Some are just starting out with a lot to learn, whilst others race with a point to prove. Their goals are the same: win, rise up to the highest level of motorsport. Kids, no older than 20, their heads full of dreams of becoming the next big talent. Every race serves as an opportunity. A chance to prove themselves. A chance to show they are the best. If they fail, that's it. It's all over. Because failure here can mean the end of the road and the end of their dreams. The next generation of young drivers is here. Many young drivers' journeys begin at places like this. Red Lodge. A twisting 1,000-metre-long ribbon of tarmac serves as the perfect place for aspiring racers to learn the basics, such as racing lines, braking points, and basic kart control. It is here that every young driver must learn these vital skills before they step into the world of competitive motorsport. A competitive world that looks something like this. Local competition sets drivers on a path towards the top level of motorsport, giving them the opportunity to hone their existing skills as well as teaching them new ones, such as racecraft and kart placement, skills they can take with them to the next level and beyond.
Hi, my name is Max Archer.
I'm Oscar Bacon.
Harry Popper. I'm Kian Delaney.
I'm Jake Hansford.
My name is James Windsor and I race for Honda 200 Cadets.
I race in Cadet 200.
And I drive a GX200.
I drive a Honda GX200.
I drive Micromax and Mini Inter.
In summer 2024, I came over to Red Lodge to do Youngstars.
I started about a year ago in this club.
Last year, in September.
A year ago.
I started at Youngstars at Red Lodge karting.
So I started about 3 years ago in Youngstars at Red Lodge, and then last year I moved up to owner karting.
The main skills that I was taught were driving in the wet with slicks.
Mainly just the fundamentals of racing, how to defend, and
I think I learned quite a bit about to handle wet conditions on slicks.
My main goal is to reach F1 and win.
To be an F1 driver.
I want to achieve to get in GT3 racing.
Main goal is F1, but even if I get to any racing series, mainly cars, I'll be happy with.
For these young drivers, local competition is only the starting point, serving as a launch pad towards national level racing and beyond. This step has been taken by many who have gone on to national and international success.
Here comes Kian Bennett for the lead on Leo Robinson. He's still the king. He's still top dog. Alfie Garford wins the final.
Which has been taken down the inside. A great cut to the camera there. And Kian Bennett's on the inside of Leo Robinson.
So my name's Alfie Garford.
My name's Kian Bennett. I'm 22 years old and I've been racing and karting for over 12 years now.
So it started off driving around on the farm in a quad bike. That's where the bug bit me, and from there you can't really let go of it.
I started at Youngstars at Red Lodge in Newmarket. So yeah, that was a great starting point of my career. Mick's great there, and all the foundations that I've carried with me to now basically started from that point at Youngstars.
Went through the ranks of karting, picking up 2 British Championships on the way, and in my final year of karting, Vera Tools and myself partnered up, and we went and focused at the Senior British Championship that we then went and won. Following my dad's footsteps, I always like to say I'm better than him since I got 2 of the championships, he only got 1. But no, it was good because we were able to do it on our own. We were fighting against big teams, but we still managed to come out on top just us two.
After Youngstars, so I did that championship for 3 years, and then I moved up to an owner driver class at Red Lodge as well, Club 2000. So I started in Honda Cadet, and then from Honda Cadet I went to Junior TKM, and then I went into Motorsport UK racing, and then last year we competed in the Ultimate Karting Championship, and I finished 2nd place. The UKC last year was 6 rounds, so we started at Kimbolton. I won that round.
Down the back end of the circuit and round down Weldon we go. These top 4 drivers all pinned and glued together. Adam Sparrow, Kian Bennett.
I mean, one thing that I picked up at Youngstars that I've always carried with me is consistency and having that ability to put in lap after lap, because if you lose a second at the start of a race, you know, that could be the difference between you winning the race and losing the race.
In the blink of an eye in just one corner, Bennett set off the domino effect by with all that racing going on. Kian Bennett 4.1 seconds in the lead of that race. He'll dive across the line.
And then we went to Wilton Mill, one that kind of got away from us, unfortunately, in the last couple of laps.
Made the first move. It's like a chess match here, out here on the circuit right now. Leo Robinson in ultra defensive mode. He is parking the bus right now on the inside line.
We'd sat in 2nd the whole race, and then a bit of experience. You know, sometimes you should go for a move, and you know, I didn't, and that cost me in the end.
Around the outside, can he get it done? Great move there from Alfie Garford. He'll find himself in 2nd position now.
Oh, wow! Oh, Robinson! Robinson's lost it! It looks like there was the tiniest little tap on the back of his car. He's enraged. Robinson's down the back, and Alfie Garford has taken the lead of this race. Occasion, Kian Bennett so near and yet so far.
Having that experience, although I like to say that I'm better than him, was definitely a bonus all the way through it, and it still is today.
Would you say that then karting and motorsport is as much a physical battle as it is a mental battle?
Yeah, well, I actually think the mental side's probably, for me, is more of a challenge. For example, last year when I was leading a race, you know, it's 25, 30 degrees on the day, and I'm looking at the clock thinking it's a 15 minutes race and there's still 8 minutes to go, and there was one lap where I made a couple of mistakes. I'm thinking, just got to refocus yourself and just keep punishing yourself lap after lap. So yeah, mentally I'd say it's harder than physically for me. Something that was, you know, in the UKC last year that was a challenge for me was everyone would say how calm I'd be looking on the grid before I'd go out. Inside I know that's not the feeling, like you're nervous and you just want to do as well as possible, but then as soon as the visor goes down, you know, it's game on, and you don't think about any of those feelings, just, you know, lap after lap pushing.
4 corners to go before he's once again victorious in the Ultimate Karting Championship. Kian Bennett, he's had fastest lap after fastest lap. Pace has been immense. Take a bow, Kian Bennett, one fist to the sky as he crosses the line.
TKM in itself and British Championships have got a unique connection to the motorsport world with Abby Pulling. Obviously she competed in the same category as you in British Champs going into F1 Academy. When you raced in it, did you almost see the links to further steps in motorsport?
Yeah, I mean, I think TKM is not only, you know, Abby Pulling, I think Jenson Button, Lewis Hamilton, you know, they all ended up at the top level, and I think it does prepare you well for the next categories of racing.
For the young drivers who succeed at the national level, the next step is a defining one. The jump from karts to cars and into a whole new world of competition on the road to the very top. For some, that journey has already begun.
I'm racing in the JCW Sport category for 2026 alongside Vera Tools Alliance Academy. I've been with them for the last 3 years now, so progressing up to higher classes is always a bonus for the start of the year.
So my name's Jasmine Shaw. I'm a 20-year-old female racing driver, and I compete in the Caterham 270R Championship.
Yeah, very excited. Obviously the Coopers was amazing, the racing was great, and it was an enjoyable season, especially first one into kind of senior car racing. But the jump up into the JCW it was a bit of a leap, it's got a lot more power, it does a lot more for you, it's a lot more responsive. But excited to be in a better car, a more responsive car. More power is obviously always better, and it's kept a smile on my face all the way through been driving it, so yeah, can't doubt it yet.
Last year was a real learning curve for us. We started kind of nowhere in Caterhams, like I'd never driven these cars before or anything like this really. So you were just sort of trying to build some experience. And yeah, like I said, by the end we were always in the top 10, sometimes top 5.
Obviously the momentum that we carried from the Coopers last year obviously kept us on a high. We missed out on the championship that we were aiming for, and I guess every racing driver on the grid aims to be the best out there, so it's still that aim of going out there to win. But no, it's helped a lot being in the similar championships, similar people. You start to learn how things work. So yeah, being around it's helped, but obviously it's still always that aim of being the best out there. So it's now, I think, my 10th year in motorsport. I got the promotion up to the cars, and ever since then it's been full focus on car racing and yeah, just progressing in my motorsport career and trying to get to that top level.
The goal in racing is always to keep moving forward, keep moving up. So yeah, podiums I think are the main goal. Maybe wins, if we can make that happen, would be amazing. It's honestly, I think the way I did it was probably the most extreme way you can transition, because I did a year in go-karting that I then moved into Ford Fiesta Juniors. So obviously a Ford Fiesta is front wheel drive, which is the opposite to every karting series. Every karting series rear wheel. Also, going from a kart to driving a manual car, like having a gearbox, was something I also had to get used to. I was effectively learning how to drive a car at the age of 16 before I could drive on the road. So yes, it was a huge jump. Obviously then, in terms of competition and race car, it's quite similar, but with just then bigger consequences.
Yeah, so obviously it's a very fast progression. I think the last 6 years of my career have all been in different categories, so it's like every year's something new.
I think being a female in motorsport is probably like one of the hardest positions to be in as an athlete. Obviously being a female in motorsport is one of the smallest minorities in any sport. And that being the most expensive sport there is. So in terms of being the minority, it was hard being the only girl when I got started. Obviously at that younger age it was more obvious, like I felt like the odd one out sometimes. So I did often look up to other female racing drivers. I looked up to Lewis Hamilton as well, being the minority at F1 as well. So yeah, it was always something always has something to say, when you're a minority doing something a bit different. The other huge difficulty I've had to face, the same as any other racing driver, is funding. Obviously, I unfortunately fell in love with the most expensive sport, and funding is a challenge for any racing driver. So, right through from karting to now, forming partnerships with brands and sponsors has been something I've had to learn from a young age, which I don't think many, teenagers have. I think it's quite a rare skill. So, learning how to present myself, build pitch decks, build relationships, and close deals was something I also had to learn and get through.
Obviously I don't know exactly what the aim is, but it's always, I guess, every racing driver always wants to win. So if I went out there and didn't race to go and win, I wouldn't be doing it properly. So no, the aim's always to win. We want to come home with as many pots as we can, and hopefully the last one is the championship.
Funding is such a huge barrier in motorsport. So the long-term goal is to make it a professional career for me, if I can make that happen. Whether that be moving into more international series like GT racing, single-seater racing, endurance racing. Not too sure yet. Obviously, I haven't driven many different cars. So I'd love to drive them all. But yeah, I'd love to keep gaining experience in all types of motorsport, all types of cars, and make it professional in some sort of international professional league.
I mean, I've got no set goal on anything, but I think the aim is to be make a career out of racing. Obviously, I would love to drive a British touring car, but it's really just wherever the career takes me. I'm happy to be sat in a race car. If I'm driving around a racing track, then it's a good day.
I mean, you're sharing today's test with touring cars and touring drivers. I have a picture at the moment.
Yeah. You look up to them, and it's always the thought of maybe one day. So yeah, when they come flying past you, you think, "Come on, let me have a go."
A future in motorsport is what so many young drivers dream of, and yet it is a dream realised by so few. But for the lucky ones, that dream becomes a reality.
So Jody Fannin, racing driver coach, become a bit of engineer as well, sort of last few years. Instructor, work at various circuits, race teams, but mainly racing driver, and then transitioned into sort of driver coach sort of role the last few years. It's very rewarding with young drivers, coaching them, and also some gent drivers as well, who I coach in either some classic cars, historic cars, or cars that are now becoming classic, which are cars that I raced or raced against, which does make me feel old, but it's also a bit of a different technique, coaching like a gent to a up and coming young racing driver as well. So you've also got to adapt how you kind of describe things and look through video and data, etc. But it's still very rewarding. I get a kick out of someone I'm coaching doing well. I guess it's just you're competitive, right? I'm very competitive in everything I do, and whether I'm racing or whether I'm coaching someone else, I want to win. So if they're winning or doing very well, I still get a kick out of it, and I still have the motivation and drive to help someone get quicker, even if it's not me, I suppose. The time, I don't think you really appreciate it probably as much as kind of, I do not appreciate it, but you don't really realise at the time what you've done, because you're so involved in it, and you're doing it, and you're just, it sounds really, I don't know, but you're just kind of doing your job, I suppose. So you're kind of in there, you're driving as fast as you can, and yeah, obviously it's an amazing feeling, especially after the whole year. You're getting the trophy and everyone's there, and it's like, wow, this is incredible. But obviously looking back now, it's like, wow, yeah, I won that. At the time, you're so involved in it, you're kind of like, yes, it's incredible and it's amazing, but it's kind of, you've just done your job kind of thing. But it's it's cool, especially when like other people mention it, or like people go, oh, you won this or you did that, and you're like, yeah, actually that's pretty cool. It's amazing, and I'm so lucky to be able to race, and there's so many people who'd love to and aren't able to and don't have the opportunity. So I realise how lucky I've really been. And like you say, you listed all the circuits and stuff, and it's like, so many people dream of racing like at Spa, at Monza, especially in a Ferrari. I think it probably is more difficult. I don't think I would have been able to do what I did at the level I did now, just purely because of the costs and how much people are in the car. And if you're not in the car all the time now, then you're always going to be kind of a step back. You're up against people who are in the car. If they're not testing necessarily, they're probably racing somewhere else or doing something else, or kind of in the cars all the time. So you're constantly kind of playing catch up. So yeah, it's like you alluded to and I said earlier, the landscape's changed a lot, and I think you need much more resource nowadays to be able to kind of get to what I did sort of 9-10 years ago now.
My main goal is to reach F1 and win.
F1 driver.
I want to achieve to get into GT3 racing.
Main goal is F1, but even if I get to any racing series, mainly cars, I'll be happy with.
Rising costs mean that many young talents may never get the chance to show what they are capable of. Others will walk away, fall short, leaving a precious few to reach the heights they have dreamed of. From the first laps in karts, to the intensity of national racing, to the highest level of European competition. They will be the ones to claim victory. They are the future of motorsport. They are